Well, thank you for clicking the link and coming over and introducing yourself and also finding out more about me. Obviously, you are here because someone that I know or we both know has introduced you to me, vice versa. And this video is really to explain in a few minutes what we do. I'm Tom Perrone, and for the last 54 years, I've been in practice and have worked with business owners. And today I'm going to cover in a short period of time what we actually do so it's no mystery to you. The things I want to understand, though, is that I wrote a book about 3 years ago, which went back to 1971, at a time where my father owned a business, died suddenly at 51. And within 3 years, I saw this profitable business be sold for pennies on the dollar while I watched my mother, a widow of 49 with 5 kids, whole life change because there wasn't any planning being done. And we're going to talk about that today. And just sit back, relax, and once you get enough information, you might find that what we do might fit into your situation, if not now, down the road. However, before we get into the actual video, I want to explain to you why it's so important that you pay attention. When I look at the statistics for small business owners, I found that by going to the first, second, and third generation in a lot of industries, only 4% survival rate of those businesses. I find that out of all the businesses, that less than 60% have any type of formal buy and sell agreement, and most of them are not funded. I find that on disability, less than 35% of businesses have any kind of formal or contract with partners and what's going to happen. And I find that only 12% of small business owners have really made plans for retirement. They have no transition planning. For some reason, they might think that the gods are going to open up the skies, and when the month before they retire, a buyer's going to come for it. So because of these statistics, I keep working with the small business owner because they're not being educated. Their attorneys are doing their documents, the accountants are filing their taxes, but I don't find overall planning. And later I'll tell you about a process that we did that's very quick to define where you are. But enjoy the information I'm going to present to you now. Tom Perrone, like I had mentioned, and I get this question: what do we do for business owners? How do we help them? Well, the first thing we do with business owners is we help them with the what ifs. What's the what ifs? Well, what happens if you own a business and you die, or you become sick, or you lose a key person, maybe a key group of people? They become your competition. How about if you can't tackle cash flow because of the economy or for whatever reason? What are you going to do? What are the what ifs, and how are you going to deal with that? You have a lot of wealth in your business. Under these triggering situations, what is the solution for you? So we help guide business owners so that they can deal with each of those what ifs and get a little less stress in their life. The next thing we work with is the growth pattern of the business. For example, what are the strategies that we would use to increase net worth, to increase level management? Some of the systems and the culture we can create will, down the road, give an increased value to the business owner. When you get into business, at some point you're going to get rid of that business. And the hope is that you have built it up so there's a net worth, so you can use this net worth to retire on or do what you want to do. But there is wealth in there, and growth is part of that business wealth. We talk about value drivers. What are the things that you do with your business that create a value that when a purchaser comes along 5 years from now, 10 or 30 years from now, it creates more net worth? Equity access. Most of us who own a business put a lot of our time and sweat into it. But we also put a lot of money. A lot of times we don't take salaries out because we have to do something in the business. So we show business owners how to set up benefits for themselves outside the business, but use the benefit, the cash flow of the business to do exactly that, create wealth. So in that particular area, we talk about tax-efficient insurance plans, keeping wealth outside it, key groups, creating key groups. These are the people that, for the most part, are the future wealth of your business. And they create ready markets. And last but not least is really the exit and the transition of your business when you either die or you retire or you just want to leave. We want to make sure your buy and sell agreements are up to date. We want to make sure that when there's an exit, that any triggering event, that the documents will hold up, that there's funding. We want to make sure the family creates the wealth and gets the wealth, and there's not an erosion of wealth when it passes to the family. So the long and short of it is, these are the four corners of our planning, and it's all completed by utilizing what we call the Business and Benefit Blueprint Program, planning program, which is really a series of blueprints that we put together, and we have our business owners pick the ones that they feel are important to them at this point. We work on them, get them completed, keep them updated, and then we move on. Well, there you have it. Kind of in a nutshell. I have many other videos that if you want more information, just email me or call me. I'll send them to you. The one thing I might add, excuse me, is the outcomes of what we do is to, at those levels of planning, is to A, have security and financial certainty for you down the road, so you know what to expect and how to plan for it. Empowerment, the idea of being able to make changes in your personal and business life, knowing with a lot of confidence that you can meet your goals, you can go a different path, you can make things better. The third thing that I find that we have in our outcomes are clarity and simplicity. Business life is chaotic. It can be chaotic. But I find that through our processes, we can find clarity and simplicity in the planning and the paths that you take. I made a major change in 1980 when I went from a crazy schedule to only working 80 days a year and building a very successful consulting practice and enjoying every meeting, my children, and every baseball game and every other sport athlete. I made a change. I knew how to do it. I did it. I'm showing people how to do it. In any event, those are the outcomes that I made. The last thing I'll leave you with is, if you haven't gotten my book or you want a paperback, I would really recommend that you do call me or email me. I'd be more than happy to send it to you. You don't necessarily have to buy it, but if you do, the proceeds go to all veterans groups I send to. But I'd love to send you the book, because in that book are all the strategies, many of them I've used with not only in my practice, but with my clients' businesses. And the outcomes have been fantastic. They've been profitable, enjoy more free time than they ever did before, enjoy life. So I hope I hear from you. I'm not going to call you. I'm not going to bother you. Some people are ready to see me right away. Some are not. But at some point, there are things that I do that at some point in your life, you may run across, you probably will, and you will maybe want to talk to me. And if that's the case, allow me to put you on my newsletter and send you different ideas that I send out. I won't bother you or harass you. But I want to thank you for taking the time, and I wish you the best of luck. Thank you.